TV Spotlight. Sapphire and Steel. Sapphire and Steel is the name of a British science fiction supernatural series that ran from 1979 to 1982. The series consisted of 6 multi-part stories in a manner similar to that of classic Doctor Who. The shortest serials were stories 4 and 6, which ran for 4 episodes, with the longest being story 2, which ran for 8 episodes. The remaining 3 stories all ran for 6 episodes apiece. The series is notable for a number of reasons, not least its 2 stars, the internationally famous David McCallum and Joanna Lumley, whose combined other credits include The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The New Avengers, NCIS, and Absolutely Fabulous, among many others. The series was created by Peter J. Hammond, whose other credits include Torchwood and a number of notably distinct and often eerie episodes of the long-running British police drama series The Bill. Hammond wrote 5 of the 6 stories, with the 5th being written by Doctor Who alumni Don Houghton and Anthony Reed. The 2 title characters, Sapphire and Steel, are as much of a mystery to the audience as the cases they investigate. Clearly not human, they are referred to as elements, whose job it is to identify and resolve time irregularities. The series focuses on disturbances in time, caused either by creatures that exist within the corridor of time impinging on reality, or sometimes possibly even by time itself. In spite of this science fiction rationale, the series has a strong supernatural element to it, often coming across in the manner of ghost stories. The first story sees Sapphire and Steel arrive at an isolated home when the parents of 2 children mysteriously disappear into thin air. The second story takes place at a railway station that many believe to be haunted. The third, the most overly science fiction of the 6, takes place in a futuristic capsule home of time travelers who have come back from the future to observe the 20th century. The fourth takes place in an apartment building plagued by spectral children and a man with no face. The 5th centres on a dinner party and an Agatha Christie-esque murder mystery where time itself may be the killer, while the final story sees Sapphire and Steel arrive at a petrol station where none of the people or goings-on seem to make any sense, and that may in fact be the whole point. 2 other characters akin to Sapphire and Steel turn up in several of the stories. Lead, played by Val Pringle, appears in the first story, and Silver, played by veteran character actor and cult TV favourite David Collins, appears in both story 3 and story 6. As you may have noticed by now, there are no actual titles for the stories. They are often referred to simply as Assignment 1 or 2 and so on, although fans have assigned titles to some, such as Story 2, The Railway Station, or Story 5, The Dinner Party. Despite very high ratings, the show was low budget, which arguably contributed to the minimalist atmosphere of the stories, and was often little publicised by ITV, who sometimes seemed to not know what to do with such a strange programme, despite its obvious popularity. There are conflicting stories as to why the series did not continue after the 6th story, although ultimately it seems likely that it may just have been the availability of both the high-profile leads that is the most likely reason why the show did not carry on. Sapphire and Steel is a favourite of many cult TV enthusiasts, though unlike many of my contemporaries, I did not grow up with the show, and indeed I have no memory of ever having seen it as a kid. I discovered Sapphire and Steel in the 2000s via the DVD releases, having long heard of it in cult circles, and I was soon captivated by its compelling stories, strange atmosphere, and the charisma and power of the lead actors, both of whom bring the utmost conviction to their roles. Sapphire and Steel is a delightfully creepy, unusual, and highly memorable television oddity that I wholeheartedly recommend.